Hello everyone. Let's wait for a minute people to join the webinar. Okay, let's start webinar now. Hello everyone. Good evening. Thank you all for joining for today's webinar. So my name is Ram Suraj and I'm working as a product consultant and developer at Spikra. And today we are going to explore how organizations can train AI to automatically understand the customer issues and classify the support tickets using Zoho Catalyst QuickML. So usually customer support teams receive hundreds or thousands of tickets every day, right? So manually categorizing these tickets consumes valuable time and often introduces inconsistencies when you are achieving this classification using the keywords, right? So today we'll see how this entire process can be automated using AI with very minimal effort. Right? So during today's session, like we'll first understand so Catalyst and how the Catalyst QuickML works, and then we'll explore the complete machine learning life cycle to understand where QuickML fits in the real world business scenarios, and look at the business use cases and advantages, and finally build a complete ticket classification model through a live demonstration integrated with Zoho Desk. Right. So before we jump into QuickML, let's first understand what Zoho Catalyst is. So many organizations today we want to build modern applications quickly, right? So but building an application from scratch, it's not easy. So as a developer, like we usually spend significant time managing the servers, databases, or authentication, and even file storage or APIs, and this whole infrastructure and the security concerns, right? So imagine you're building a customer support application. So you would need a database. You would need a database to store all the tickets, and you would need to configure the authentication for the users, and you need some file storage facility to store all the attachments that are coming into the system, and the APIs to communicate between these systems, and you need to develop a custom APIs to communicate to various channels. If you are willing to integrate with different products or different applications. So, and you also need to have a server infrastructure to host the application that you are building. And finally, you also need the AI capabilities for enabling the intelligent features that your customer support application has, right? So, everything today, what are all the applications that today, the new applications that are building, it's a mandatory mandatory rule that it must have an AI feature that automates something or automates the workflow within an application, right? So traditionally, developers have to set up all these and maintain all these things individually, right? So, but here in Zoho Catalyst, it simplifies this entire process. So, it is a serverless full stack development platform where it provides all these services out of the box. So, when you see a serverless backend, so suppose a ticket is created in Zoho Desk, so we may want to automatically analyze the ticket and predict its category, right? So we can simply write a serverless function in Catalyst. So Catalyst automatically executes the code whenever required and also handles the scaling part. So and also it provides the database. So suppose we want to store customer interactions, so it or the historical logs. Catalyst provides a managed database service also, and it's also take care of the authentication part. So if you are building a customer portal, you need a login and sign up functionality, right? So Catalyst also allows authentication so to implement this securely, and it also handles the file storage part. So it has a database, so it can completely handle the file storage part using the Catalyst file store, and it also have the AI capabilities such as QuickML, OCR, and speech to text, and integrations with LLMs. So getting into the Catalyst QuickML, so today is product. So QuickML is something a Catalyst no-code machine learning platform. So traditionally building an ML machine language so requires Python or TensorFlow, or you need some statistical knowledge to build an ML, right? So QuickML removes this complexity, and developers, analysts, or even business users can build complete machine learning solutions visually by dragging and dropping the components. So using the drag and drop components, you can build the entire machine learning solutions for the business users with the requirement, right? So you don't need to build an entire pipeline from building the components individually, right? So here, if you take a real world problem, suppose consider a support team. So every day the hundreds of tickets arrive. Someone needs to manually classify them into whether it's a billing issue, or it's a technical issue, or it's a refund, or something issue related to the security concern, right? So this repetitive activity consumes valuable time for you. So with QuickML, like we can train AI using historical ticket data and allow the model to automatically categorize the future tickets, right? So the key capabilities of this QuickML is like it's obviously no code ML builds model. You can build model visually, and you can train your own data, train with your own data. Like every business can have a different own business data, right? So you can train using your own business data by importing your files into the system, and it can analyze your data and it reads your data. Based on that historical data, the ML model trains, and it gives you the best solution out of that. So it also has the built-in algorithms. So whether it's classification algorithm, or it's a regression, or to forecast something, or to recommend or something, or it also has the NLP algorithms in it. So these are all the built-in algorithms that is inside QuickML. You can simply drag the component and into the pipeline builder, and you can use it. So basically, even if you are not a data scientist or a developer, you can still create a production-ready ML models using this Catalyst QuickML. So this is an end-to-end ML lifecycle. So here, machine learning is not only about training a model. Like let's consider today's use case. So automatic support ticket classification. So first we need data preparation, right? So the data pre-processing part. So data pre-processing part is very important. So on the first step, we need to consider data preparation. So where we collect the historical support tickets and clean the missing values. So basically, if we are getting a historical data, we have so many columns involved in it. But to classify it, we need only two columns, basically two or three columns, like maybe the body of the ticket, or maybe the subject of the ticket. So that itself enough to get the data and to classify whether which which department or which problem the ticket is from, or ticket is for, right? So here, the data preparation part is the step one, and second one is feature engineering. Like the machines cannot understand the raw text, right? We transform the customer emails into a numerical representations called, it's called embeddings. Like we create numerical representations from the raw text, and this process is called the feature engineering. And the third step is model training. So the algorithm studies the historical patterns. It learns that words like the refund, the charged, and invoice usually belong to the billing, right? The words like login and password belongs to the account access. So these kind of model training we need to have it in our data to train the model. So based on that, you can classify the data using the algorithms that we can use from the components, right? So the first step is evaluation. So after training, we test the model on the unseen data to understand how accurately it predicts. And fifth one is deployment. So once satisfied, we deploy the model. So the QuickML automatically creates secure endpoints. So through that secure endpoints, we can connect to whatever applications we have. So here we have used Zoho Disk. So through the API endpoints, we have connected to the Zoho Disk, and we have created some workflow in the Zoho Disk to connect with the QuickML. Through the response, we are updating the ticket category. And here, And the sixth step is prediction. So whenever a new ticket arrives, we send it to the endpoint and model instantly predicts the category. And seventh is monitoring. So suppose customers start reporting the AI subscription issues. So the model may not understand these new patterns, right? So therefore, we continuously monitor the performance and retrain whenever required. So we can also retrain the data based on retrain the model based on the data. So if you are adding new departments or new categories to your system, like you can retrain the model using the data, using the updated data, right? So here, let's imagine three organizations. So organization one, here startup wants one startup wants an AI-powered ticket classification, but does not have data scientists, right? So QuickML allows developers to build the AI visually. An organization two, a large enterprise already has a data science team. So they need flexibility along with rapid deployment, right? The QML provides both. It provides the flexibility with the deployment feature, right? So let's consider the another organization three. So the organization three has already developed ML models, but struggles with the deployment or infrastructure and scaling the software or versioning and monitoring on these areas. So QuickML handles these operational challenges, right? So therefore, QuickML bridges the gap between the business users, developers, and the data scientists, right? So here it it connects all the business users along with the developers and the data scientists. So this is a life cycle in QuickML. So here let's understand the life cycle using our use case itself, so support ticket classification scenario itself. First thing we need data pre-processing, right? So when we upload the historical support tickets, we need to remove the unnecessary fields such as if you are giving your entire data set, for example, your data set contains the ticket ID and the created time or the modified time of the ticket and some other fields that you have and the other fields like departments, category, the body, email sender to CC, all the fields are there in your ticket, right? So you are uploading all the data into the system. So here we remove the unnecessary fields such as the ticket ID, ticket timestamps, because in our use case, like we need only like two to three fields. For example, let's take the body of the email or the subject of the email or the sender or the ticket category. These are all the three, four fields we need to classify the tickets, right? So the other fields that we have in our ticket, it doesn't matter whether what values we are holding on the ticket itself or on the historical data. So for the particular use case, like you can remove the unnecessary fields such as these ticket ID or timestamps fields, and you can train the model. So next is model training. Like QML trains the algorithm using the historical tickets that you have uploaded and starts understanding the customer language, right? So third is the evaluate. So here we review the metrics such as accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. Right. Fourth one is deploy. So once the accuracy is acceptable, we can deploy the model. So you can deploy the model and publish it. So QML automatically exposes the secure API points. You can use the API points to wherever your application needs. So fourth one is serving the model. Like you can use that API endpoints that QML exposed. So we can connect it with your Zoho disk or any other platform and invoke an endpoint and receive the predictions from QuickML. QuickML, right? And the last part is monitoring. So customer behavior changes over time, right? So continuous monitoring helps identifying the model model drift, and you can retrain the model anytime you want. So as the fields change or any other data flow changes in your system, like you can retrain the model and using the ML platform itself, and you can see the changes. So you can monitor it how uh, how it changes over time. Yeah. So this is about the model pipeline builder. So actually, the model pipeline builder is the heart of QuickML. So the QuickML provides a visual drag and drop to pipeline builder. So users can connect pre-processing components or transformations and ML algorithms in it, and evaluate it, and deployment nodes. Actually, you can drag and drop into the builder, and you can visually see without writing any ML code, without writing any Python code. You can usually see the outcome. So I'll show you the builder when I go to the demo session. Here the platform actually orchestrates the complete workflow by combining all the pre-processing components, the transformations, and the ML algorithms in it. So what can you do with QuickML? So here, QuickML supports multiple use cases. So once you need for classification, like our use case, to predict the categories such as billing, technical, or security. So you can also use for the classification thing, and it can also use for the regression. So can predict the numerical values such as the next month's sales. So what is the sales number for the next month? You can predict it using the regression, or you can forecast it using the future trends like monthly revenue or demand. You can forecast the future trends of your sales pipeline in your CRM. And it can also analyze the text actually, so you can perform the sentiment analysis and you get classification. And it also includes the recommendation systems. So examples include like Netflix movie recommendations and Amazon product recommendations. You go into Amazon, or if you go into Netflix, like once you get into the cart, or once you view the product, it shows or it suggests you the similar products for you to buy, right? So these recommendation systems is also recommendation algorithms is also provided in the QuickML. So you can build a recommendation system for your applications using this QML platform. And you can also build chatbots. So it supports the LLM applications also. So using LLMs, like you can build chatbots and ticket summarization, or you can draft an email, or you can create a assistant, a knowledge assistant, having the knowledge base in your system. Based on the knowledge base, it gives you the answers back to the people. So you can have the knowledge assistants also. So these are all the connectors we already have. These are all the data sources we can take it from. So the data sources that we are having from Zoho CRM or Zoho Creator, from all the Zoho Recruit and Zoho Begin. So these are all the data sources that we can take from and push it into the QuickML data source. So here we also take the data sources from Amazon S3, Azure, Google Cloud, or you can import the data set by yourself from your computer itself. So once the model you create from the QuickML is deployed, the predictions, the outcomes or the predictions can be consumed in multiple ways, right? So inside Zoho ecosystem, the results can be consumed through the widgets, client scripts, canvas, and kiosks. Like these are all uh, uh, the ways that you can present your predicted data into the CRM. So outside CRM, we can use the API endpoints and webhooks. So once the predictions are out from the once you deploy your model into the QuickML, like you can get the predictions through the APIs. So in today's demo, like we will be using the QuickML API endpoints into the Zoho desk workflows. Right. So these are all the pros of advantages of QuickML. So here you don't need any programming expertise to use this QuickML. So no deep ML coding required here, and developers can start quickly. So low learning curve, and you can also easily roll back to the previous version and compare the results with both the versions. So automatic model versioning is also available in the system, and this is a secure enterprise platform, and the pricing of the product is something like it's a post the pricing is something to pay as you use, right? It's a model, like how much you use, you pay for that. Basically, instead of spending weeks setting up infrastructure, uh, the organizations can focus on the business outcomes rather than setting up an infrastructure like this. When you have an entire infrastructure built uh, in the platform like QuickML through Catalyst, right? Now we quickly get into the demo part. So this is an I'll show you the demo part where we create a pipeline in QuickML, and we connect it to the Zoho desk back. We create a ticket and we see whether the ticket is getting auto classified using the QuickML or not. So we get into the part. So this is a QuickML homepage. So where you have all the data sets, uh, pipelines that you can build, and the model you build out of the pipeline, and you expose the endpoints here. You also have the generative AI features. So it also has the LLM. So the open models. We have GLM 4.7 Flash and 23.6, and you can also build your own drag model, so your own drag pipeline. And it also has a feature called knowledge base where you upload all your document. Based on that, you can build a chatbot to answer based on the documents that you have fed into the system. So let me get through the data sets now. So inside the data set, I have already uploaded a data set for 5,000 records of history tickets I had. Here you can see here I have some number of columns. So here I mentioned the ticket ID, the creator, when the ticket is created, and when the ticket is updated, and what is the first response due, and SLA. All the ticket columns have been captured here, have been uploaded into the system as a data source. So basically, we need only two or three columns. So one is subject, and one is body, and the ticket class. So I think only these three columns is enough to predict uh, the ticket class. So basically, I have feeded what are all the body and subject are there, and based on that, what is the ticket class, and based on the what are all the ticket class we have. And coming into the pipelines, so here I'm having a pipeline already. I'll edit the pipeline once again. So here is the data source. So if I click onto the data source, so you see all the fields from the ticket source I have uploaded into the system, right? So this is the data source that I have feeder. So from here, what is the column that I need to get? I need to actually uh, configure the column, right? So if I click onto the select or drop, so I get selected with these three columns alone: the subject, body, and ticket class. So the subject contains the email subject, and body has the entire message, and the class that we have already classified into from our this is from our history tickets, and we have a label encoder. So the machine learning algorithms cannot understand the text labels, right? So actually, we have the label encoder that encodes the ticket class into numbers. So basically, if the billing issue is something called a zero, and if you have classified it as a technical issue, the number is given as one. And if you have a security concern as one class, then it is given as two. So based on that, some numbers are given. So if we get into the configure part, or if we get into the configure part, here I have selected the three columns: the ticket class, subject, and body, and I have already selected these three columns into the pipeline. So getting into the next thing, word to vector. So machines cannot understand the language directly, right? So the word to vector here converts the words into the mathematical vectors while understanding the context, right? So here, if I click configure, so I have taken the subject and body column alone, and I have selected the architecture type CBOW, and the context window size is 5, and I've selected the dimension 100. So basically, such words such as the refund, payment, invoice are placed close together because they belong to billing, right? So similarly, like login, password, or authentication are grouped together. So here we can, based on this way to vector, like word to vector, so it basically converts the words into a numerical embeddings, right? So then we have a component called XG uh, boost. So this stands for the extreme gradient boosting. So it creates multiple decision trees. I'll get on to the classification, like configure button. So it creates a multiple decision trees actually sequentially. So each new tree learns from the mistakes made by the previous trees, right? So combining these three results in results in the high accurate predictions. So in real world usage, you can use this XGBoost classification for the fraud detection or customer churn prediction or any healthcare diagnosis, right? So data, we have used the XGBoost classification here because our data set contains the textual features generated by word to vector, right? So the XGBoost learns patterns from these vectors and predicts categories accurately. So and here also we have the booster GB3. As I said, uh, it creates multiple decision trees, right? So the learning rate is zero point 0.1 and the number of estimators is 100, and the objective is binary logistic. I have some numberings already filled in this, and I have a destination. So here it stores the train model and exposes the prediction endpoint. So after predicting, the destination exposes the endpoints. this is into the pipelines, and this is the model that I have created. So the model type is prediction. So if you are creating a new model, then there are some types of model are there. So if you are predicting or if you are forecasting, then different model types are already available in the system. This is an evaluation matrix, and you have the version details here. And this is the endpoint we actually have. So you, based on the model that we have created, which is exposed to an endpoint. So this endpoint we are using here in your disk. So this is an endpoint URL that we are using in our disk. So basically, I will go to the disk configuration where I have configured this entirely. So basically, if you are this is my disk platform, Zoho disk platform, this is a ticketing tool. Here, if I have already configured a workflow rule for the classification. So basically, if we get into this ticket, I may have the ticket category field, right? So this ticket category field I have created it. So it's a single line field. So if we get into this workflow, so I have a workflow when this workflow executes whenever a new record is created, and I have a function attached to these actions. So this is a function that I have written inside the disk. So it actually gets the ticket ID from the parameters. So from the arguments, I'm passing the ticket ID. So whenever each ticket is created, the ticket ID is passed as an argument. From the argument, I'm getting the ticket ID, and the, I'm using an deluge APIs. So deluge scripts for getting the record details, the ticket details. So here I'm passing the ticket details, and I have also used the connection. So yeah, I'm after getting all the details of the tickets, the body, and the subject of the incoming ticket. So I'm using the endpoint here. So you can clearly see the endpoint that I have created there. I've used the endpoint here. So using this endpoint, so I'm hitting this endpoint to get a prediction result from the ML model which is running on QuickML, right? So it will pass on the body and subject to the QuickML. So based on the trained model which is running on the QuickML, will be returned the return a response, the prediction response, and I'm using the prediction response to update into the ticket field. So we'll see the live by creating a ticket. I'll send a mail to the support email, and we'll see whether what is a ticket category that automatically populates based on the ML model which is running behind. So I'll create a new email here to something support a desk. Okay, and the subject is suspicious login detected. Body, I'm just simply writing that I noticed login attempts from unknown IP addresses. Right. So I'm sending an email to that. So let's wait till the email sends. Yeah, my mail got sent, and I have received a new ticket here. So if I get into email, yeah, here you can see the ticket category is automatically populated as security concern. So since the suspicious login detected, so it categorized into security concern. You see the history and the timeline. There after the ticket has been created, there is a custom function has been run, and that custom function has updated the ticket category from none to security concern. Here, this is how the catalyst model runs behind. So on an ending note, to summarize, the QuickML enables the organizations like to build and deploy and consume AI solutions rapidly, uh, without requiring any deep machine learning expertise. Like you don't need any deep learning expertise. Now you have an all AI platforms or using Claude, you can just understand what node you need to pull from the classification algorithm or what algorithm you need to use. You don't need to use those algorithm using the coding part. So you just drag and drop from the builder, and you can easily build your own ML engine, right? So running behind your application. So using this drag and drop components, we built a complete AI powered ticket classification system that is integrated with your Zoho desk. That's it. And thank you everyone for joining. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take that. Yeah. Uh, One question. So Abhishek Raj has posted, can you please share some challenges you encountered during the implementation? Uh, No, actually, the integration part was easy, and for creating a model in the QuickML, it was also easier to create one. So I didn't find any challenges while creating this use case. I think this use case is this something. This is not a complex use case. This is a simple use case that I can build within a day. So I didn't find any challenges while creating the pipeline or integrating with the Zoho disk. As I know Zoho disk very well, like I could integrate it within 30 or 30 minutes to 1 hour. Yeah, when it comes to model selections and parameters tuning, definitely it's a trial and error process. Like you need to train your data based on that, right? So when you get a result, you know what result you are getting from your feeder data source. So based on that, we can by the trial and error process, like you can tune the model based on that. That needs some time and that needs some understanding also. Yeah, I got that point, but the basic algorithms that you're using today or what algorithms to use for what use case, like we can get that suggestions from AI also. Like we can use the algorithms or the classification algorithms and their tuning ratios. So we can get help from the internet or AI, and you can train it. So we can basically use uh, trial and error method. You can use it and you can train your data and you can implement to your applications and see the results or get the predictions from the system. And by Harish is also asked one question. So can Catalyst use a custom knowledge bases for answering questions? RAG, yeah, it also provides RAG provision in the QuickML. Like you can create your own RAG into the Catalyst QuickML, and you can also create a chatbot using out of that. So basically, a chatbot answers based on the knowledge bases you have feed it to the LLMs, right? Yeah. Okay. Then thank you everyone. Thank you for your time.